everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Wendy and I'm a full-time artist and single mom of two who specializes in high fashion portraits of female beauties. And today I'm going to be talking about how I process, archive and store my artwork. This is basically going to be like a general overview of my creative process, how I organize and document my work, and how I store my work to prevent damage. But before we get into it, don't forget to give this video a like and share your thoughts in the comment section and subscribe for more content about art, marketing and my life as an artist. So first, let's talk about why it's important to archive and store artwork. The first reason has to do with increasing the lifespan of your art. Generally speaking, it takes a lot of time to create a piece, right? Whether you're a beginner or a professional, it can take hours, days, or even several months to finish just one piece. So why not take a little extra time to organize and store your artwork properly so it can last longer? Because things like temperature, lighting, humidity, being neglectful or mishandling artwork can all lead to deterioration, which ruins all of the time, effort and hard work that you put into your piece. The second reason is all about copyright and legal protection. So it might seem like a rare instance when art gets lost, damaged or stolen, but it happens more often than you think. There are accidents that can happen when handling or transporting art, human errors with labeling or inventory, management, and of course vandalism or theft. That's why it's so important for all artists to properly document and archive their work so they can get the insurance coverage and copyright protection that they deserve. Finally, the third reason is increasing the value and branding of your artwork. Galleries, curators and collectors really like to see artworks with something called provenance records, which are basically documents that show the ownership and authenticity of your work. This helps to make your work more valuable, more marketable and more desirable, which can lead to higher sales prices. Alright, so let's talk about the early stages of finding my way as an artist and processing my work. So when I first started painting full-time, about 10 years ago, I had some trouble developing my artistic identity. I initially experimented with oil paints on large stretched linen canvases. I always felt naturally drawn to oil paints because many other artists were using them and they were very high in quality. But I soon realized that it took forever to dry, didn't smell very good, and was just an all-around time-consuming process. So what I decided to do was to shift to quick sketching on A4 sized paper with pencil to develop my style. It felt more pure and simple this way because I wasn't bogged down by any complicated materials, and I found that I was making progress at a much faster rate. I then started working with cheap, simple materials so I could work more freely and push through mistakes quickly, which led me to create thousands of small drawings on A4 sized paper, which is about this. I soon began experimenting with watercolor, upgrading to higher quality A3 size paper that wouldn't buckle when wet. This led me to using water-soluble crayons and all kinds of brushes like watercolors, paint, tray palettes and other materials that I was experimenting with. I started to gain more confidence as an artist, and I developed an instinct about which materials to use and which ones to reject. This felt the most evident when it came to choosing the right kind of paper for my chosen niche, which was to create life-size portraits of muses. I tried out all kinds of paper, like specialty paper for acrylics, eco-friendly paper, acid-free, wood-free, you name it. Eventually, I chose a brand called Hanemühle, and since their papers are vegan, perfect for watercolors, and not too thick or too heavy. And I'm happy to say that I continue to use Hanemühle paper to this day for sketching and painting my current process. I get all of my tools and materials organized and begin the sketching process. I first start sketching my muse with a pencil, then layer it with watercolors and water-soluble crayons. Which, by the way, did you know that I have a video out about my muses and where they came from? Check it out in the link in the description below. So after I'm done sketching and painting my muse, I add touches of acrylic paint and finish it off with a special fixative for protection against UV damage. And I will also add my signature on the front and the back of the piece with a metallic acrylic marker as well, as other details like the name of the piece, the year I made it, and I place this on a sticker on the back side, which is also a certificate of authenticity. For packing, I like to use cellophane because I can custom size it. I can cut it to fit my artwork. It's quite durable and it's also clear, so it gives a beautiful shine to them, which adds a really nice finish to the presentation of the artwork while it's packed in cellophane. Which, by the way, I'm curious, how do you prefer to pack your artwork for shipping? Let me know some of your product ideas in the comments below. How I archive art. Archiving art is just a fancy word for documenting and organizing different art pieces, both physically and digitally. First, my artwork is scanned by a specialized company that gives me a high resolution digital file of the piece. They will come to collect the new pieces and scan them, return them afterward, and also send me the digital files. All of these digital files are saved in separate folders on my computer, with each piece having a unique name and number. The folder also contains photos and videos that I previously took of my work. These digital files are then stored in my cloud and as a backup on my local network storage. You can never be too careful when it comes to saving your work. Next, I edit these files in Photoshop. This involves color correction, pre-processing for canvas printing, and also adding watermarks for my website. I also adjust reflections, remove dust, and make the edges of each piece a little bit bigger because of the canvas stretching. Finally, I create different sizes depending on the types of orders I get. If a customer requests a canvas in a specific size, I will open Photoshop to edit or adjust the sizes I currently have. I also use a customer relationship management system to keep track of these sizes, client preferences, orders, prices, and other business data. By the way, I highly recommend using a CRM system because they help to organize things like purchase history, contact information, and interactions with your customers, which will help you to run your business more efficiently. How I store art. So once upon a time, when my artworks were a lot smaller, it was much easier to retrieve them and to pack them for shipping. But over time, when my pieces grew to 70 by 100 centimeter or even larger, handling them became much more challenging, especially when I started creating more and more paintings. I used to lay my pieces out on the floor for viewings, and most of the time people would touch my work, disturb the arrangement, and even damage them. I tried different storage methods after that and soon found a much more organized and efficient solution: clothing racks. I decided to start hanging all of my large artworks on clothing racks so I can easily access them quickly and efficiently. All of my pieces are carefully packed in plastic bags and hung using hangers. This method not only preserves my paintings, but also makes viewings much easier when visitors come over. The racks are professional grade with sturdy wheels, bars, and scaffolding tube parts, which means they can hold my paintings in a secure and very stable way. I currently have 2 sturdy racks, each with 2 levels. The artworks are held with clamps sourced from a very reliable wholesaler. I also organize my paintings by date. So that way, when someone comes over to view or request a certain painting, I can take it out and show it to them with ease. I know all of this sounds pretty easy and straightforward, but just know that all of this took so many years for me to figure out. It was so much trial and error and also headaches, and that's why I wanted to share some of these tips and tricks with you. Because I know how incredibly frustrating it is to go through the business side of art without any help or mentorship. But just know that you're not alone. I've been where you are, and if I could come out of the other side as a successful full-time artist, you can too. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you learned more about my methods for processing, archiving and storing my art. I have more content in the works and I'm so excited to share more videos, paintings and blog posts with you very soon. I also wanted to take this time to announce my Academy courses, which will teach you everything from how to become an artist to developing a mindset for success. I also offer one-on-one private online mentoring to help analyze your business and overcome any obstacles you're currently facing. You can find all of my courses on wendybuiter.academy. Also, feel free to say hello to me on social media. Share your thoughts in the comments below and also suggest ideas for future videos. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel to support me on my artistic journey. I would love to have you along for the ride. Until next time, cheers!